Alright, this is Orange Crystal round 3. We have Smooth Soloist as Ike and Weiren as Lucina. Ike is likely going to be Rage Ike, so his entire game plan is get to Rage Ike, punch face, and try and kill his opponent before he kills himself. Lucina is usually more of a Manakite ramp as much as possible, and then just class change into herself a bunch to get certain effects to help her team out. And yeah.
Yeah, I hope for smooth sake this is Rage Ike and not any other type of Ike, because both of the other ones really suck against Lucina. Well, maybe not. At least Tanku Ike definitely does, because you have to destroy the entire backline.
And Lucina can just keep popping out Manakite so cheaply that Tanku or Set 22 Ike just struggles to clear the board effectively.
Based on the bond color,
yep,
that would be Rage Ike.
Yep, it is Rage Ike.
Immediately a Larcey bond is very good for the Ike player, simply because it's very useful to have a Larcey.
Larcey is by far the most important bond that you could get whenever you're playing an aggro yellow style, just because the ability to crit with anything is so nice. And it also sets up the cell of 3-2 to be able to flip bonds or recycle it, so to speak.
Yeah. The only one that comes close is Lachesis, because she draws you more cards, gets you more deploys.
Yeah, but that's not a good turn one.
Yeah, no.
Okay, with the attack emblem, Skashath should hit Lucina very easily. Yeah.
This hits. Because the +10 from Sakath.
His own effect and the +20 on Shannon's attack support.
Yep. So yeah, this is roughly 50 attack from Sakath plus 30 attack from the support, so a total of 80, which obviously beats set 40 plus 30. Weiren is one of the newer players, which is probably also why they're requesting this. So yeah, in this
that
case,
one does miss though.
Yeah, this one misses because Ike is 40 plus 10 from his own skill plus 10 from the support, so only a total of 60. That would normally hit most things, but just because Lucina got the 30 support, is able to survive.
That is the small danger of these full aggro yellow decks, because even if most of the 1-costs have attack supports, the higher costs like Larcey are just 10 supports as well that don't give extra bonuses, which makes it harder to hit sometimes.
Yeah.
And in terms of defense, the attack supports don't even apply, so you will basically get hit by anything. Unless they self.
Yeah, but that's why you usually Rage Ike, so you don't have to worry about that. Also, I think the only promoted units they run is literally 3, which is Larcey, Rage Ike, and the Seliph that can reset the Larceys.
Yeah, and in Seliph's case, he is a 20 support anyway because he is a main character.
Okay. So Weiren, I will note you shouldn't hit draw. You should take that card. There is if you right-click hand, or right-click deck, there is an option to reveal top 1. Or you can take the top card and bring it to MC. Alright, there you go. You actually did do it. So you can use the MC tab or this reveal thing to yourself. Both are fine, it's just because we don't want you to... I thought you had actually hit draw, but you didn't. It's just MC is a little bit faster than this whole system, but both work.
Lucina certainly is a more, inconvenient MC to run simply because of the amount of extra steps you have to take to use her skills most of the time.
Lucina's relatively fine.
No, she's not a bad MC, I would say. It's just, I just meant in terms that other MCs don't usually tell you to look at the top of your deck each turn and do other things in that.
Okay, yeah, they just wanted to double check that they could do that before.
Yep, that's fine. Most people are fine with it, so most people assume. I'm fine with it when playing against people that are newer. When people are better, they should remember. Okay, you gotta hit done so that card can go back on deck, but actually if you're moving it, you can move it directly from that
Yeah, because it
reveal
is
thing.
still on their deck.
Yep. At the top.
It should end up being fine.
Didn't. Oh, one sec.
Oh, is that correct card after all? Or do we have a problem now?
Yeah. So yeah, I was just explaining that that little window technically takes it out of the deck, so they need to grab that card and put it into their orbs or MC zone and whatever they were planning. Small thing.
Yeah. And then just click done the second you get time as well. But yeah, you can also do that before you declare the skill, so that you don't have to worry about all of this.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Soon. If I check the upside, but yes. Yeah. It's all good. We know all the little quirks of Lackey after using this program for so long.
Did you know that spectators can actually select who sees the selection when you reveal top card of deck, top X amount of your deck?
Oh, there's an option for spectators?
Spectators no, but spectators can click it so that your opponent can see it, which is really stupid.
That sounds like quite the oversight, considering that spectators usually can't do anything else.
Yeah, we can't interact with any other part of the HUD, but we can interact with that.
It's stupid because I was sitting there as Valor in Top Cut and just played Azura, and I think it was Aku specifically. Just clicked it and went, "Oops, my bad." And I was just like, "Bro."
I would expect your opponent to be able to do it to some degree, but not a spectator.
Speaking of, I do think it is quite a shame that spectators don't naturally are able to see the retreat area, because given that that is a public zone, it would help a lot of times.
In theory, they should be able to. I think the reasoning is I got no idea. Because like you already have the two dots that should do the two blue dots that should do like teammates, and then the two red dots should be opponents. And if all dots are there, it should let everyone. I don't know why it doesn't, but yeah.
Speaking of theme retreat, it would be really helpful if we knew if there was a thread in there, and I've already forgot if a thread was supported.
No.
Red.
It's been Peony, Sumiya, and then that Tiki.
I guess no, because the Ike's still on 5 orbs. You don't even have that good on Lucina deploy then.
No.
Speaking of, why is Ike on 5 orbs? Didn't Lucina just attack?
No, Lucina attacks Sakath.
What is this? A dancer?
Yep. Oh, that's interesting. That's not normally in this deck.
Is that Sylvia? Yeah.
Yeah.
This Self is also not the most usual card in this deck.
It's fine. It's a 50 beater with a 20 support.
And it gives you the Fate emblem to stack Ike. It's just whether you.
I do think he is good. It's just I find him a little bit unusual because his 50 is a little bit more specific than the other sorties.
Yeah.
And that is unfortunate, but happens.
The 20 support, him being a 50 attacker, and Fate are all good enough to be included, because this deck this Ike deck is usually just running things that can hit 50 or 60 in a few cases.
Yeah.
Most of the damage.
Sylvia is a sword, so yeah, it still counts for everything. So yeah, it's perfectly fine to run. It's just
Yeah.
a little bit interesting.
Oh, that's not good.
It's just another one of those 10 supports that I talked about that doesn't really help you hit stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, was that Metamorphosis Ike?
Yep.
No, that was Shannon's skill.
Yeah, it was from Shannon's skill, but it was the Ike.
Yeah.
I see.
Oh, once again another flyer. So this is
not going too well for Rage Ike at the moment.
Yeah, he's not putting on the gas as much as he usually needs to do.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah,
he can
and
fake
this is-
the Rage Ike though.
Yes, but the issue is this still doesn't hit here.
Oh, he
so...
can't. He's not yellow.
Yeah, he's green.
Oh, that's true, that's true. Yeah, that's another reason why this Seliph is a little bit of an odd choice as well, because... I mean, in Sigurd's case, I also am not the biggest fan of Sigurd, with Rage Ike specifically, simply because Ike himself can't trigger those Fate Emblems that are more or less important.
In this matchup, with this deck though specifically, you're usually attacking with more yellow things than Ike himself. In most other decks, yeah, your MC is doing like 50% of the combat, and technically this one is still too, but like this one is more yellow attacks than Ike attacks, 100%.
That is
certainly
for the first 3 turns, you're deploying as many 1 costs as you have bond cards, more often than not.
Yep.
I guess we're not going to see many Nowies.
This is a very unusual bond placement as well, I will say.
What, from Smooth?
From Smooth, yeah.
Smooth does that. You get used to it. It's not the worst, it's fine.
I mean, for the most part, bonds are not that important how they're placed as long as they're being able to be kept track of.
As long as you and your opponent can read them, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
As soon as your opponent can't read them, you don't get to do whatever you want.
Yeah. If you're hiding bonds below bonds, for example.
What do they go for here, though?
This is Lucina still. This is a promotion turn, right?
I think Sumia is the only actual choice.
No, because he could deploy Tiki, and Tiki can swing from backline.
Yeah, but I don't think Tiki is worth it in this case.
Like, Sumia, first off, at the moment, draws. Because Ike has someone not taking damage either. But giving the +10 might help Lucina insulate herself from even more damage, which could be useful. Given that it's an aggro deck, the more defensive you can make your MC, I think the better odds you have. Because so far we still have not seen big Metamorphosis Ike, so Ike hasn't really been taking too much damage either, but the second he comes out and everything else, it's basically Ike is on a clock, and if he can't do much against Lucina during that, he's gonna be having a lot of trouble doing anything, really.
Also, just so you know, if they do not get change away from this Lucina, this Ike is screwed. Because they can use this Lucina's second skill to backline the Rage Ike every turn.
Yeah. Wait, no, it's non-MC, isn't it?
Well, that is true.
Oh, no, it is non-MC. That's true.
But you can you probably attack Seliph and backline Shannon here.
Yeah, this is, like, even without moving Ike himself, being able to just put the sorties in the back each turn, it just, like, takes one full unit that is unable to attack at all, because they can't redeploy a new one or do basically anything with them. They have to either move them back up just to get moved back down again.
Yep.
Oh, wait, no, isn't it back? Wait,
No.
Oh, no, it isn't. Yeah.
Traditionally, choose one main character and move them. Okay, they're going face. Interesting, okay.
I mean, I see the idea with that, giving...
Patty.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'm down for some work.
I am a big fan of Patty, even...
If you have 4 bonds, you can...
I mean, if...
once per turn, is he?
Patty is once per turn, but Patty has the ability to destroy up to 2 orbs, which does help a lot if you can deploy her and are lucky enough.
No, he's not once per turn, so with Sylvia, if you have 4 bonds...
Yeah, you can dance your Patty to do your skill again.
Yeah.
Wait,
I get right. I
Patty
guess
male?
she technically isn't once per turn. It's just with
Yeah,
just taps herself
Yeah.
to do it.
I mean that's when you run the Tethys, so Tethys can get the free untap, but
Yeah.
stops you from attacking.
Yeah, Patty is certainly a very unique card in yellow because, yeah, I guess if we talked about it, a unit that destroys MC is rare in most colors, and Patty is one of those in yellow. I can't think of another one actually.
Why Seliph over Shannon here?
I
guess
mean, moving Seliph does
change.
mean it, if they class change the Seliph, it can't attack.
Yeah.
So it's perfectly fine. But Shannon is definitely, hiccups, the bigger threat at the moment because he's less likely to self, and he swings a 60. Okay, now they're gonna kill him.
I do also agree. I also disagree with the Seliph on the account of, yes, if he class changes, he has a 70, most of the time 70 base that can swing into Lucina.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I wouldn't say you really want to keep Seliph around in the first place because he can. If he just stays in the back safe, he can keep like unflipping your last A bond. So you do want to get rid of him.
As much as that is true, he won't really be sticking around just because Ike will be going mad at some point. I will just note that the attack ordering should have been slightly differently. Just because if that orb they had taken was the Shannon dodge, then they could have dodged there. So usually you want to clear board, do your repositioning stuff before you do any MC killing. Not a huge thing, just, yeah.
That is Ares as well.
Honestly, not bad options.
Ares is a more powerful unit, but not really that great in Ike, I believe, unless you're running Leaf 5, because
the issue with Ares is he has to see a sword bond get added, and you deploy after the bond phase. So when is that sword bond getting added?
The only way you can get it, because you don't run Keats or Holy Blood, you can get it through of Ares and then Deirdre.
Yeah.
Like, there is ways, but it's just not consistent.
Too much setup.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a weird card to add from this. But, wait, is this Sylvia one of the options here?
Yeah. And anything in that little stack of...
Apart from...
Yeah, no, I was a little bit confused for a second with how she was... I mean, she's good, but at the moment I don't see a real point in using her.
Okay, I don't... Yeah, this is just weird choices at the moment, I would say. Sylvia's nice because getting the dance now means technically Ares could swing twice, Ike could swing twice, or Seliph could swing twice. The issue is you don't really need any of those to swing twice.
I don't think Ares is on the field.
I
don't think Ares...
Arvis, not Ares.
Yeah, what I'm thinking, like, none of them can hit right now.
It's a good thing, but...
My issue with that choice is that currently no one can really reliably hit Lucina.
Yes, that's
of course. If you don't have anything better to deploy, it's fair to just have her out there in case you need her later. But what I actually thought that they were gonna try to get rid of Lissa with Arvis, even if it meant going down a bond. Who knows? Maybe they're hoping for the metamorphosis because
you can't use that anyway.
It's fine. Yeah, they can't use the tactician emblem because color match isn't a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, another issue, another one of the small downsides of running Ike over. Well,
Seliph.
other yellow units.
Yeah.
I guess it is really just Seliph, isn't it?
Seliph is by far the most consistent out of the yellow. Like, to be an MC for that aggro style, Seliph is by far the best. Oh, it's just ending his turn.
Your last save.
Yeah, of course there are some other cards that could be run in that strategy. Obviously, Shannon is one of the bigger ones as well, though he has his own set of issues.
Shannon also has his own skill that can be used. That makes it a different deck compared to this exact core. But granted, this core is a little bit different right now because we have Ares and Sylvia.
The biggest issue I think for now is that honestly, Ike just hasn't hit Metamorphosis yet.
Yeah, it's also really weird that they didn't tap move up the Seliph, so that means he's still just in backline jail and he's still just not doing anything. He's effectively just straight up not there.
I figured the idea is just that they think that Lucina is just gonna move him back, but I do think
Probably.
it's not worth it because now what Lucina can do, for example, is instead of pushing Seliph back, pull Sylvia or Arvis
Yep.
into front and then kill with Lissa.
Sylvia is by far
definitely
the
not.
most threatening card on board at the moment. So yeah, they instead of moving Seliph back into the backline, Sylvia. Well, it's just because if they go Rage Ike, that's 2 Rage Ike swings that both can pop.
Yeah,
Lissa
okay.
and whatever.
Yeah, that's scarier
Yeah.
than Arvis because Lucina's not
Yeah,
going.
it's a little bit sad, all things considered, that Sylvia's the scariest card, but the way the curve has been going.
Dancers are scary because they just make it so your strongest card that has on hit effect can activate twice. That's it.
I will say before
what is the class change cost of Rage Ike by
3.
normally?
But
3.
you need a green bond.
So you need to get rid of
Right,
it
he
to...
can't even do it. I was
Yeah.
thinking, what if he's just gonna have to hard deploy Ike?
There is a
But-
total of 5 green cards in this deck, and one of them is
Yeah.
on board, one of them is in retreat.
Yeah,
And the other 3 are somewhere.
yeah. I mean, if he draws both Rage Ikes,
Well,
unfortunate, but that must
That's
be
why
the play, I think.
Fate Emblem is usually floating around there, so that you
Yeah.
can get them out of hand. Or orbs.
Yeah, but with only Ike in the front attacking, you're unable to use Fate at all.
Arvis. Arvis can hit Fates.
Yeah.
I guess he does have the range for that. That's true. I didn't quite think of that. At the
It's
moment.
not ideal, which is why moving the Seliph up is usually what we expected. Also, deploying Tiki 1.
Yeah.
I mean, Tiki can hit
Is that the only deployment?
Ike at the moment. This seems fine to me, especially if you go into the different Lucina that class changes.
Also, my suggestion would be just actually to get this Lucina to attack the Ike, pull the Sylvia, and then get Tiki to kill the Sylvia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's-
then if you have a Lucina in retreat, a really good option you can do now is Lissa skill, because when Ike does promo, he's going to have the option to kill Lucina and then just get rid of an amount of your backline.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
if Lissa can keep on getting those evades into orbs and you keep on taking the Lucinas against Ike, you can pretty much, after 2 turns, guarantee an evade for Ike every turn on Lucina.
And, yeah. Lissa is just pretty much a delayed heal.
Yeah.
Plus a flip 1, draw 1. It's honestly a very good skill in a way. It's just...
Lissa is probably one of the best blue cards in the game, and blue has a lot of cards, but yeah.
It's very good. It's just very niche and slightly off timing, because a lot of the times you just want that MC healed. Half the time you just, half the time you'd want something else in the orbs, because it can only heal MC to a degree. It's a good card. It's just slightly awkward.
Yeah, she doesn't have too many homes, but the ones she is in is really good. One of my favorite ones for her is, for example, obviously not one of the most meta MCs, but Hector, for example, with Lissa. Blue Hector is really fun because she can keep fueling Hector's skill to give him the plus 30 from his own skill and then hits his abilities.
Yeah. But for this matchup in particular, because Ike has that on hit effect, it becomes a lot better here as well.
Yes, you need dodges just to avoid the burst. The question is just more of has Weiren checked deck editor and actually checked what the Ike does? Because one of the things that I tell my amateurs to do is just immediately hit deck. If you see an MC that you don't know, hit deck editor, read what their promoted does, so you actually know what you're fighting against.
Yeah.
Another good part of Lissa as well with that is, even if it's a little bit slow because it technically takes 2 turns to set it up first, it's not that you have to take a random orb, for example. You can can use the first one random, then put something in, and as long as you remember the spot, you can just take it for the next one and keep refueling yourself.
You also have the option, if you were able to get an early game deploy, Lucina 1 reveals your orbs to you. So you might even know your orbs by the point you have Lissa on field.
Yeah, that is very true as well. Liz is just a very good card.
Yeah.
And of course she can hit that 90 if you have another ally class change as well, just as a little bonus.
Well, she's just part of the core of the mages that are all supposed to interact with the colors gimmick while getting plus 30. It's technically the same idea Micaiah is, and the same deal Julia is. They all do something. They're all helpful. They all technically +1 you in a way, and they all get +30 for doing their colors gimmick.
Yeah, but she's also a lot earlier than Micaiah or Lissa with B12.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, you mean in terms of release?
Yeah.
I was just thinking, hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that was the because mages are technically supposed to be destruction, and sages will have staffs, which is supposed to be healing. So they kind of both heal or resource generation, and then the other half is the destruction, which is the +30. So they did exactly what we thought, what I mentioned, which is attack the Ike, pull Sylvia, kill the Sylvia, and then just punch face, because why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that
Robin's
is...
really... Actually, no, Ike doesn't really evade.
Yeah, no, the Robin is a bad card in this. The only reason why the Robin can be good is the crits, but that usually doesn't matter because Ike is usually the one leading the charge, in air quotes. So
I guess
I think
Robin is your easiest way to hit 100, though.
True.
Yeah, I think in terms of this game one, I'm pretty sure I think it's safe to say that Ike is not really standing a chance here anymore.
No, Ike is missing his promo, so he's absolutely worthless here. He's
actually... Oh wait, no, they're still on 4. I was going to say, if you are able to deploy Larfay this turn, you get the untap, you get Ike swing, and suddenly the position Lucina's in is under a bit more threat.
Sure. Like, there's still ways for it to happen, it's just right now it is Lucina favored.
Yeah.
The main issue I have with it, even if you manage to get the promo out for Ike, at this point being on 1 orb, he just doesn't have the fuel to keep going. He will just eventually destroy himself via his own effect.
Yeah.
Especially if you continue to keep clearing board, you will run out of cards to deploy to save him.
Right now, with this many units on board, you're not running at a fodder to kill anytime soon.
Yeah, for the moment. But what if for example, Weiren decides to start clearing board, because that's also very easy with all of the ranged units that they have. Then Ike is gonna be in a lot of trouble really quickly having units to be able to clear it out. Especially because probably most of this deck without crits is not going to be able to hit 100 base Rage Ike anyway, so clearing board is the better option anyway.
Is that a Fate Leaf as well? Yeah, cool.
Of course, Leaf selves the Fate.
Yeah.
This is just not in Rage Ike's favor at all.
Yeah, they need to hit the Rage Ike, right now, and then not hit another one.
Yeah.
I wonder if they were just in orbs and are now stuck in the hand, because 13 cards is not a lot anymore. This does not hit, this was a self.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as much as I'm not the biggest fan of Rage Ike as a deck, this is a little bit unfortunate to watch, honestly, because that is just a lot of bad luck.
I was actually half expecting another Rage Ike to get Shannon into retreat.
That would have been brutal.
There is probably 3 Rage Ike.
A
Fate Emblem that works.
And this hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they still have Shannon and Deirdre attack to do it.
I forgot, does Rage Ike still promote if he technically selves? I don't know how that works. Okay.
So as soon as technically whenever you support a Rage Ike, you fail the support. It is considered a self or a failed support. Because self is just our term for it, Rage Ike is the proper term, or failed support is the proper term. So he takes over, there's nothing in the support zone, it's a failed support. Because selves just immediately go to retreat.
Yes.
So this is a failed support, but it is 100 attack.
So it's still going to hit, and even then Lucina's self to get... That's 3 Lucinas in a row as well.
Yeah.
What I've also been noticing, not that we have a lot of unflips, but both Larsays have not been used yet, which...
Correct. I was actually expecting that Leaf to...
Yeah, I mean, at the moment it's fine, but they will have to pick up the pace with the attacking if they want to win still, because even if they have Rage Ike finally on board, how many orbs are we looking at? 3 from
3 orbs still. Yeah.
With Lissa on field as well, which means that our definitely dodges in rotation.
Yeah. Well, no, because
It's
he
not-
hasn't Litha skilled yet.
It's still not the best situation for sure.
Yeah.
Have they not lost Lyssa yet?
Okay,
No,
they're
they
dodging.
haven't. The only bond flick they've done is to deploy Litha.
Yes, they really should have done the Lyssa skill. And now they're going to be punished for it because now
Yeah,
they've
they're-
used their dodge. So judging by the fact that they were reading the skills, they were not aware of what Rage Ike did.
Yeah.
Seliph finally moves up after 2 turns.
I mean, yeah, they just missed it last turn, but yeah. So Ike
But
is
yeah.
going to have to kill 2 of his units, which is likely going to be Deirdre and Arvis, I'm going to assume.
I'm not sure about Arvis because the backline is still very unavailable to Ike as long as he isn't able to hit. So having Arvis as a backup might still be useful to have, but
Are they going to Larse crit?
that's the question. First
yeah,
off, they're
they
gonna
can.
Faith here.
No, they're not. They'll
Oh.
decline the crit.
Again, both players are being very, very stingy with their bonds, honestly.
Yes.
Which is weird for these two MC. Ooh, I don't like the Fate emblem into Lewin.
Yeah. Why would you? That means they got rid of the Lewin. I don't know what
Either
in
they
your hand
have
is
many-
worth it to keep around instead of Lewin.
The
I would
only
not-
thing that's probably worth it is if you have the fourth Larse in there.
They're getting rid of Seliph. Why?
Okay.
And
There's
leave.
no
And
reason.
leave.
Why are they? Okay, there's no reason to keep Deirdre around. Deirdre is very
Yeah.
much useless here.
Deirdre
There's
is 100%
reason to keep
useless.
Arvis around.
And Arvis is good if your opponent is going to run away. I don't
Yeah.
think Weiren is going to run away.
The
I mean,
problem
you
is
did say
Weiren
both
doesn't run
are
away.
both are new players, right? You did say that.
So Smooth has been around for a while. He played in amateurs for a while, and then he stopped for a bit. He shows up occasionally. So he's been around for like a year and a half, roughly, or to 2 years, and he shows up and plays occasionally and then disappears. Perfectly fine.
I see, I see.
Weiren is 100% new at the start of this event.
I see. Yeah,
The
the
interesting
not
thing,
not
if
destroying.
Lucina-
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if Lucina does backline, odds are you want to do that with Fred, and then Arvis, you have to clear Fred before you can use Arvis.
Right, Fred is another issue. Fred makes it that Lucina's unable to get crit, right?
Yeah, and Arvis can't pull because of Fred's other skill. Where if
That is-
Fred's in
yeah.
the front line and
That
MC
is-
is in the back line, you can't pull MC.
That is
think
even
that way now?
less of a reason to keep the Larses around because that just risks them becoming useless because Fred is on field. Huh. Yeah. But yeah, keeping Deirdre around is really just a bad play because supposing that they have another Deirdre in hand, Deirdre's power is being able to be deployed. So you actually, after you deploy her, you probably don't even want her around because then you more or less just can't use her skill again because as long as she's around, you can't deploy another one to use her skill. Which makes this very confusing to me, but
Yeah.
I guess it's just a misplay. I don't think there's a deeper meaning behind it. Oh, I
Oh,
just
Naga.
noticed Naga is on board.
that's-
They
That
bonded
is-
a Naga to deploy a Naga.
Fair enough.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I
yeah,
do
they're on
believe-
six. Okay.
I do believe Naga is going to be an attempt at a death push.
I mean, the question is why do you... You don't really do
You
a death
Naga
push here.
and then you X.
I mean, if-
Oh, actually,
Yeah.
yeah. If they go into
Xena-
Xena, it's
yeah,
good.
Xena boosts the whole board, doesn't she?
Because Lucina gives everyone a plus 30, Naga gives everyone a plus 20, and then on top of that as well, for Lissa herself, she gets another plus 30.
Yeah,
But-
there she is, and
yeah.
that will be very easily go over the 100 threshold. Yeah,
Everything hits 100 hero.
this card is the real power of Lucina, in my opinion, because Lucina, the normal promo is like strong, but being able to deploy this card even up to multiple times because of how her class change cost works, it is able to swing a game around so
hey,
quickly.
Fred.
Oh yeah, okay. Fred is
yeah.
a death sentence.
This is over.
Yeah, Frederick is a death sentence. But yeah, as I was saying, this Lucina is such an unbelievable game-changing card, going from a losing position to just having like 4 weenie units that can just randomly hit your MC. It's very powerful in what it can do as a death push with the AS skill.
After Fred happens same time, so Fred gets the buff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he gets the Xena buff on top of that.
Everyone will be very strong now.
But yeah, up to you, but
Okay.
why would you do it where you don't buff Fred? I guess if you're playing against Hubert MC, but
Yeah.
no.
The rare Hubert MC.
Yeah.
That would be quite funny though, wouldn't it? I am happy that there aren't that many Hubert MC players, because that is a very annoying card as well to have to deal with.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So-
everything here hits 100 apart from Lucina.
And
Yes.
Lucina, there's a good chance Lucina just has a crit anyway.
Yeah.
There's one card in hand.
Shouldn't Lucina still be at 90?
Yes, Lucina goes to 90.
So it's very likely that she hits anyway, because Ike again has a lot of 10 supports.
Lissa's at plus 80.
Yeah.
They're taking some time to figure out their counters because it'll be a while.
Yeah, it's a lot
They
of
also
counters
forgot
happening.
the plus 20 for when Tiki untaps.
Oh, yeah. Counters are a lie anyway. We'll only correct them if they did their math wrong.
Yeah.
Once the attack actually...
Bottom line, more or less everyone hits here.
Yeah, because Lucina's buffing for everyone in her stack, minus the top card, so plus 30. Lissa gains plus 30 for watching a unit class change, which Lucina did, and Tiki gains plus 20 for untapping, and Naga, when she sees someone class change, gives everyone plus 20. So there's a lot of buffs happening.
Yeah, so Tiki is at 90, I believe, after everything.
No, Tiki's at
30
God.
plus 20 is just the buffs from the class changes, plus the 30 from herself, plus the 20 from herself, plus her 20 base attack. It's...
Well, yeah. It's enough. It's enough. It's enough. At some point...
Tiki's at 120.
Yeah. At some point, you don't need to count anymore. Just say it is enough.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Because yeah, everything is buffed by 50 at minimum.
Am I forgetting something about Noe? Yeah, Noe's not correctly buffed either. But
Noe is more of the setup card.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
everyone...
I'm talking about the Noe one on field.
Yeah, the front line, they haven't done the counters yet. For example, Lissa is also completely wrong.
Oh yeah, it's just Tiki. My bad.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I think they did Na now, but I think it's not even enough.
They only buff they're technically missing is plus 30 or plus 40 more on Noe and plus 30 more on Lissa.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see how much attacks we even need, given that it's still
I think
raging.
there might be one dodge.
There might be two.
Do you-
I think there's a maximum of 2.
There's
Do
a
you think
maximum of
Ike
2.
has his dodge?
I
Do
think
you
there's one dodge.
Yeah.
Possibly, I suppose.
Well, this might just be. Oh no, there's one.
There's at least one. There might be 2.
Not
even
looking
then
good
you
for
have-
Ike here, either
Yeah.
way. I think this is very much guaranteed game.
That can hit 100 and.
Yeah.
What's the lowest out of all 3 of these hit Ike regardless of support? So.
Yeah, the only one that doesn't is Lucina herself, who's most like,
That
actually
misses.
no, they hit the 20 support.
Yep.
Never mind, I suppose.
they're
But
10
I don't
attack
think it
too slow.
matters.
They need a crit to hit this, which they're not.
They only have one card in hand. It's fairly unlikely.
I can dream.
It would have been funny.
It would not matter though.
No.
Okay, time for
This one
Lissa.
doesn't even- that'll hit regardless of missing the Lissa self buff. But there's another
Lissa
one.
is strong enough. The power of Lissa compels you, I guess.
That's only Luca. Alright. The question is, are they going to realize that either Naui can actually hit or
just swing with Gnar.
Yeah, they're gonna swing it. And a
Yeah,
self.
Wait, have we mapped that wrong? Yeah, now he's at 100, so she wasn't a guarantee.
Yep.
Gnar even.
Yep.
There's no way.
It's Noe is the
surviving.
Noe is technically plus 40 more. The question is, are they going to notice they didn't actually do their counters?
Oh yeah, you're right.
They didn't do the Longevis or Noe skill 1.
Yeah, it would be fairly surprising if they actually just...
I mean, that's the question. Are they going to reread Noe, or are they just going to use Noe to clear board, thinking, oh, Noe can't hit Ike? That's
if you want to clear board here, though, which one?
I mean, all things considered, with Fred on the field now, I don't think it matters too much anymore if Ike survives the turn or not, but...
Ike's gonna punch face and then kill the Fred through skill.
Yeah, that is true, but
there they go.
I just think...
buffs. They did plus 30 more.
Okay.
They just need to read Noe's...
Oh no, that was Smooth that did it himself.
I mean, 100 technically is enough anyway.
But... Okay, Smooth even missed one then, because no one's reading Noe skill 1.
Oh, he got it.
There we go. Yep, Smooth did it.
Yeah.
Let's go. Noe knows what's best, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Just because I won't correct... So, just to clarify things again, I don't do correct counters because counters... We don't enforce counters to be used. Certain players don't use them. So, counters are only there as a visual helpful guide. They are not actual truth. Because, if I said counters have to be correct... Well, that means everyone has to use them, and, well, people don't. And I kind of can't force everyone to do these things. So...
Also, there's some skills that are just give the field plus 10 if very specific scenario. Yeah. And if you... Sometimes you start the turn by meeting that scenario, and then do an action in the middle of your turn, which causes you to no longer meet it.
Yeah, there's... Enough people miss them or make mistakes on them, you can never trust them. So, I won't call it out if... people do their counters wrong. It's only if the correct math does hit and they think it missed, I will step in, because at that point it's a game mechanic.
Yeah. I appreciate the acceptance of defeat here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man knows.
Yeah.
He didn't get mad. He didn't get mad early enough.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why he ditched the Lewin.
That makes sense.
I did figure that there were enough Lewins in the world, but...
At the same time, why did you not deploy Lewin last time? Because you most likely had at least one of these.
One thing that I'm still not quite happy about, and looking at this, throughout the entire game, neither of the losses were used at all.
That's because neither person had them in their hand. Weiren never had them in their hand. Yeah, their hand was small, but they never had them. Smooth also didn't have it for a long while, and then took a bunch of orbs.
The Larse is what I said.
Oh, Larse.
Yeah, the bond, yeah.
Larse didn't matter.
I mean, yes, it didn't, but it's just generally in terms of Rage Ike, not using Larse is
Sometimes you like to promote Ike before you start doing your Larses, because you could get a play that's better.
Yeah.
Such as Ike destroys field into you crit face.
Yeah.
And, I suppose so.
Larse untapped can usually be your best play.
Comic, I will agree with you that there was one play that they should have used it, which was that leaf attack last turn. But that also gives the Lucina more cards. And do you want to give them more cards in that situation? When keeping the two Larses face up means that your backline could crit and hit. It was more of saving it doesn't hurt, using it can hurt.
I think the bigger issue that I'm having here right now is just going with the mind that I know that Fred is a threat in that deck, which maybe Smooth didn't know before.
Yeah.
And of course, my issue with even if obviously Rage I can get rid of Frederick, as you said earlier, just going into the risk of not being able to use them at all, I don't quite see why you wouldn't use them earlier. But you make valid points with the backline critting instead. for example, instead of the swordies that might be able to just hit anyway.
Yeah, usually you obviously only want to use it on attacks that don't hit. It's just there's no real benefit of getting the leaf to crit there. Yeah, you get them down an orb.
Yeah.
Cool. What does that do? Nothing. Is the general idea. You can just save it for a later turn when you absolutely need it.
The only card that benefits from a crit in Rage Ike is Larse.
Yeah.
Everyone else just crits to hit.
And as long as you have one Larse face up, that means you always have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
So, how long do we think will it take for...
Did they reveal one of their orbs to
they accidentally missed Lucina skill 1.
Yeah.
And so they missed the timing for it, so I don't remind them.
Yeah. Yeah, no. But just so you know, Weiren, you just look at one of your orbs whenever a blue ally is deployed, and yeah, it just helps you out later in the game.
Yeah.
You decide if you want to take that orb.
Lucina's obviously all about seeing the future. So this card and her bridge specifically are about seeing the future, seeing your top deck, seeing your orbs. Planning for the future is obviously what you're supposed to do with it.
Lucina.
It's just a good... both this and that 3-2 are very good thematic cards.
Yeah.
I suppose that's true. It's not that it's a bad gimmick either, because being able to see your top deck is just useful in basically any situation.
That's unfortunate unless there's a self on the other side as well.
Yeah. Never mind.
That is a 30.
Yep.
It's a fine niche for her. Like most of the main characters of games don't really get their own niches, because their niche ends up being, I help the board, it's I support my colors mechanic, which means they don't really get their own unique niche.
And if you were a main character in B22, you also draw a card.
Unless your name is Crom and you just say, I don't use my own color.
Well, blue's supposed to be the class change color, and so Crom is the class change main character. He class changes other units. He does support his color's niche. There's nothing though that says Crom should be the class changer, except for Crom supports blue, which is the class change color because that's the color's unique gimmick. So there's nothing that says none of Crom's cards really say this has to be Crom. That's more what I mean. All the main characters are usually pretty generic. Ike is one of the weird exceptions where he actually does have his unique things. Like, most of the cards reference Ike in the games.
Yeah. And of course, like, one of the better Ike... I mean, Ike has a lot of good versions, but for example, the most, like, green Ike that I can think of, Tower Ike, obviously plays all around the gimmick of green. But at the same time, he is all about himself in the most literal way.
Yes. That's just generally what they did, is obviously the face of the game becomes the face of the color, so they should support the color wholeheartedly.
And when it was released, the deck was, you have Ike in the front line, you have Micaiah in the back line. It was very much a Radiant Dawn themed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then there's also an exception in Sigurd and Selef that just don't do it well as MCs. Though I will also say that, first off, B22 Sigurd obviously being one of the best cards in yellow for obvious reasons. And technically speaking, what is it, B12 Selef?
8.
B8 Selef is the glue that holds yellow together.
Yeah, and that's an interaction that I don't think was actually supposed to work that way.
Probably not.
It's just very funny that it's those two into each other, and then you also have the option of Leaf into Selef for the
Selef is
for the Gen 2 representation.
I'm still given that I like Selef very much, I'm still a little bit sad that outside of aggro he doesn't really work well as an MC, but I will not deny his importance in yellow as a whole. Like his B8 is one. if probably not the most important card in yellow.
It 100% is, and that's one of the major reasons why people don't like rotation 2, is because, well, Salif is gone.
If Salif is gone, yellow is gone.
Yellow's not even gone. There is other options that they can do. It's just it goes from one of the stronger colors to one of the like middling to weaker ones, and that's
Yellow would always still have finish because you have figured 0 into figure 5/4.
Wait, what? Why is that Lachesis on the board?
Why yeah.
Where the hell did Lachesis come from?
It came from their hand. But
Yeah.
They neither have the bonds nor the color to.
Yeah.
Where did? Huh.
Give Smooth a second to call it out, and then
I'm
we'll.
just gonna say you can't deploy Lachesis.
Everyone is confused.
Yeah.
And there she goes. Yeah, I love a good Lachesis jump scare.
Yeah, color check plus bond amount.
You don't have the bonds anyway.
Yeah, she's not blue and 4. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Small mistakes like that are also fine because, well, it happens. Also, you just gave free information to your opponent.
Also, it's really funny.
Yeah.
Wait, no, you don't keep the Lachesis here.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
Tiki's not
generally.
Oh, no, that support skill will add the bond.
And are they low enough?
Nope, they
No,
nailed it.
they're on 5.
Unfortunate, but it's fine,
Tiki
I
buff is
suppose.
active.
I guess, yeah, you can keep the Lachesis there. It's just you don't get the effects off of it if you do.
Yeah, they don't get to activate that bond skill, sadly. That's unfortunate.
And there's
There's Patty.
Patty.
Is it
Patty?
a one-off?
Yeah,
Probably, and honestly, that's the funniest part. The one of Paddy, I love it.
Unless the second copy was sitting in the bottom 4 of his deck in game 1.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I love the one of Paddy though. It's actually really.
It's really
funny.
not helpful here because
Absolutely not, because how specific it is for her to even kill the opponent, because to even get the chance to kill it, they need to be on 1 orb, because how Paddy's skill works, that once they're on 0 orbs...
Taking 2 orbs is nice. The bigger issue here is Lucina runs a lot of keeps.
Yeah. Lucina runs too many low costs. Blue is the natural... Blue and red for overclass is the natural counter to Paddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
And
still,
even
Paddy's a cool
even if
color.
you're not on there, just hope you hit Sigurd 0 if you're yellow.
Or like Sigurd 1 or Deirdre 1 or like yellow has a few options as well. Most colors do run enough low cost that Paddy isn't like guaranteed.
Like purple
really
also has
on
enough 1 costs with the Keats, and most decks honestly also the Sodis in purple.
Brown does get scared by it quite a bit though.
Yeah,
Because-
black and white are probably the ones that get screwed the most by Paddy.
Kind of, but
Except for like
you have cards like Lilith, so you always do have that.
Yeah, Lilith, and I forgot the name, but the one that puts himself into bonds if he dies. Yeah. Those are the 2 main ones that I can think of that do not.
And then obviously, if you're a burrow.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Borrow. That's a different thing in total.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Weiren is taking a lot of orbs, which is fine because there's no
there's no rage right here.
But actually, speaking of a borrow, I don't know if you noticed, but like, what was it? In my last customs match, I had actually Paddy versus Oboro.
Don't know what either of those. What changes?
I'm assuming you mean is it normal Patty and normal Oboro as BMCs?
Yeah, normal Paddy, normal Oboro in the customs, with Paddy using the custom Daisy and stuff, for example.
So Lucina just threw away main promo, or like the promo that they're supposed to be going into right now. So
maybe they're the second one.
I would hope so. They did take a lot of orbs, and they specifically still have 1 orb left. They could go down to 0 and still be fine. There is no MC destruction. There is no undodgeable on the Ike's deck. The question is if they've realized that. Actually, there's Paddy. So you actually want to go down to
yeah,
0
but even
orb.
then, you
Yeah,
need
but
down to.
Patty can only kill while they're still on
Yeah,
one orb.
That's what I'm
because
saying. You
without-
wanted to go down to 0. They really didn't want to
Yeah.
dodge there. I'm saying the dodge was a mistake.
I will say if we somehow see Patty kill Lucina in this set, I'm gonna be so happy.
Look,
It's so
my one
unbelievably
pop-off was already
unlikely.
denied so far this tournament.
Hmm.
Are you kidding me? I go down to the hand of 2, discard Brave Vero, which draws you back up to 4, and I draw like 3 boundless units.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was so painful. Because yeah, they were sitting there and like, I literally just need 1.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The entire set was so weird because it was whoever bridged won. Because whoever got the early momentum just won.
A lot of games end up Robin.
Robin's fine.
I wonder how this turned out as well, because I think it was me versus Rosa. I think Rosa played Weiren round 1, and I played Smooth round 1.
Well, that's actually what's supposed to happen. Is you guys are it's supposed to math out that way.
Yeah, but we're on round 3, not round 2. Is the thing.
True. Fair. Yeah, I don't know the exact math of Swiss, but with 7 rounds, stuff will happen.
Yeah. It's just interesting. It happened the exact same round.
Yeah. How did I think my first match was against Seth actually.
Okay, and then they can draw a card for Peony?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to figure this out.
And if you draw like a Gnar or Nowie off of it.
Yep. They still have 1 deployment point left, yeah.
Oh, there's Frederick.
Yep. Yeah, they deployed they class changed Lucina.
Wait, I just realized on what turn are we?
We're on. They didn't bump. Smooth didn't bump
this
last
is-
time. We're on. Turn
This is
4.
turn 5, so it's technically Weiren's 3rd turn.
Is it?
One,
And we
1,
Is
3,
I-
5. Yeah.
is Ike not gonna hit promo again?
Right now he's not needing it though. Weiren's at 1 orb. So they're all.
Auto means it's part of the action phase, right? So.
I mean,
wait, what?
I do think they do need it because as long as Frederick is around, they are not really gonna able to hit with the weenies because they can't crit.
What are they getting at here?
They were just
Auto
questioning
means-
can they deploy the Gnaw.
Oh, okay.
They just were
Yeah,
confused about skill timing because action
Yeah.
can only happen in action phase. Auto doesn't matter; it can happen whenever. It
Yeah,
just has a
that's-
condition that must be met.
It was because of the
They
Frederick,
were
I
looking
assume.
at peony draw.
It could
Yeah.
have been from the Lucina deploy, the Frederick deploy, or the Peony draw. Any one of those could have been the one that made them question it.
Yeah.
Which is weird because they used the Lucina to deploy the Robin, and then the Frederick deployed itself, and then they deployed the
Then
Peony,
the
and then they
Peony did,
questioned
yeah.
could they still deploy. So they were already deploying after using auto skills, but it happens. It's fine.
Yeah, it's
It's just one of
who
these
knows.
funny moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These cards tend to get a little bit confusing when they just deploy whenever from skill effects.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, as I said, Weiren's new. It's perfectly fine to ask
Yeah.
timing questions.
Not everything can be as sweet as simple as unify a leaf.
Because I'm also still not actually entirely sure on this. If you draw Fred off of your Lucina bridge,
Yep.
and
You
then
can
look
use
at
you
your...
can use them. You can use them.
Yeah, but you can do that normally, but because the Lucina bridge looks at the next card in the deck when you draw, that advances it, doesn't it?
Yeah, so technically speaking, it should be on class change interactions first.
Yeah.
I think. I'm actually not 100% sure, because that is also a weird one. Is because the class change is technically... I could actually double check it, but I'm pretty sure it should be the class change interactions first.
Yeah, so if you look at your top card and you have drawn a Fred, you have to deploy Fred before you look at that
I'm
card.
pretty sure, yes, but it would be one that I actually have to double check, and I can't confirm that right now.
Reading Frederick right now because he only says special and not auto. How does he check when something happens?
So it's the specials. Special allows skills to activate from hand, retreat, boundless. But if you read the special, it is written the exact same way as an auto. So special skills are either written as autos or special skills are written as continuouses. So if you look at
I see.
Lucina cost 1, it also has a special skill. That special skill is written as a continuous. So you have to read it and then determine its actual timing. So the Lucina is continuous.
Ike might very much be dead here.
Oh, yeah, Ike could die if he doesn't rage.
He's kind of just gone to 1 orb while we've been talking about
Yeah, that's why I was worried about Ike not hitting Metamorphosis, because he's just 40 based. He's gonna get beat up.
So neither of them knows where the fucking Nowie comes from.
Doesn't it say? No,
it was just a Nowie that appeared on the board, and both Weiren and Smooth just...
He might have pressed support twice,
Probably, because that's the only... support doesn't get logged for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets logged if you're the person who supports it, so...
Yeah, it does show up in chat in a specific way, but it's not a global chat, it's...
Yeah,
whatever, go on.
It's slacky.
It's not a huge deal to mill 1 as well. Neither of these decks really care about deck versus retreat, so I don't think any... Actually, Mike does, but...
I mean, it most likely won't make a difference in this situation anymore.
That's that hits.
Well, that's not...
And that might just be...
Are they going to drop... They're dropping down to 0.
That is just the end of Ike, I think.
Well, now Ike can die if he hits too many Ikes. If they hit 3 Ikes, they die. They lose.
Well, no, there's a chance that they can just kill next time.
There is. Yeah, I was more just meaning that on the odd chance that Ike was to hit 3 Rage Ikes in a row, he loses.
Oh. Yeah.
No, the issue is they got 2 attacks, and depending on how many Rage Ikes they have in hand...
Have we evaded...
Given that Ike only has 4 dodges in there, who knows if they have another dodge.
What were you saying, Banjo? Because you were getting...
they've evaded, so so Robin can draw.
Yep.
That's true.
Are they going to notice? Yes, they will.
Yep. Cool. Robin is a dude, that's for sure.
Robin is a very funny card.
Yeah, he's not bad at all, especially with his flip 1 just being good. But
he's also not good either. It's a decent card. It's just such an... the issue with it is the saying about Yu-Gi-Oh! In like defense mode. It requires your opponent to do something to actually be good.
Yeah, granted, it's one of those rare Cipher cards that is reactive, and that's just not a thing usually in Cipher, so it's very weird.
There's also a much better blue card that's flip 1 for +40 for that second effect as well. That is usually better.
That one is a 5/4.
Yeah, there he goes. There goes Ike.
The issue with that one is it's a 5/4, and unless you class change it, it's fucking worthless comparatively.
Yeah. But if you class change it, it is pretty much.
That was probably the unluckiest Rage Ike set I've seen ever.
100%.
I'm curious.
I don't think I've ever seen Rage Ike just not promote in an entire game.
Yeah. Well, he did promote, to be fair.
In game 1, but in this game he didn't.
I thought you meant
I meant the game, not the set. Yeah. But in this game 2, he just straight up didn't hit a single one of them.
I'm curious to see. If it's the next support.
That would just be sad.
4 left in there.
Why can we still not? How deep are they?
Don't tell me you forgot. No, you have Rage Ike. We'd seen.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a rough idea, and then I'm gonna hit recording once we get a number.
Yeah, there is 1 Ike at least in retreat because they dodge with it, and the rest must be in deck.
Yeah.
4th, 8th,
and 12th.
Oh,
those were still deep in.
Yeah.
Wow. That is just wow.
Well, thanks, Hatch.
I always that's had another thing. But 0 Fate Emblems, worst Rage Ike luck I've seen.
Yeah. Again, not the biggest fan of Rage Ike, but if a game goes that unlucky, it's just a shame to see.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of it either because it's just top
Wing
deck.
face.
It's just hit the stuff.
Yeah, it's similar to Lin, but
Lin is fine in my mind because Lin has interaction. You can dodge early. You can prep around it. You can do a bunch of other things around Lin. like
You
miracles.
can also,
Yeah,
you
but
can ban
the
High
thing
Knight
is-
as well, I guess.
Yeah, like Lin is a lot more. Usually, I mean, obviously this is a bad example of this match, but Lin is more inconsistent in Rage Act usually. The thing that I don't like about Lin is just how crazy perfect curve Lin is, where you can actually just do nothing and there's nothing you can do to counter it, and you just die on like 4 orbs because Lin is that crazy.
There's
But that's
definitely
rare.
there's some times when Lin can just cheese the game, and those usually aren't fun. But that is such a rare and niche situation, and usually even when that's happening, you do still have interaction with the Lin.
Yeah.
Like if you're at 2 or 1 orbs when Lin promos, yeah, you're screwed. But that means you didn't dodge early. And a bunch of other things went wrong. If she perfect curves and you brick, yeah, she's just gonna absolutely kill you. But most decks will absolutely kill you if they perfect curve and you brick. So I don't think that's a fair comparison. What's worse is I did a webcam game against Cinnamon Sauce, or Cinnamon Slice, and he was Lin and I was Micaiah. His first attack was an Eliwood to pull Micaiah forward, and then triple killed me from 3 orbs twice.
Yeah, Lin is Lin.
Those ones are a bit more like, well, shit, there's absolutely nothing I could do there.
Yeah.
You know what I just realized just now? There is no Shannon free in here.
No, you don't usually use Shannon.
They're running Sylvia instead, anyway, for their untap.
Yeah, but Shannon free, I would imagine, is a lot better still. Like, I like Sylvia, but Shannon, he applies to Ike, going from 100 to 70 still usually hits everything.
Oh, the untapped Shannon. That one is technically a tech. It's up to you if you want to use it or not. I would say it's generally better than Sylvia, but
it's just something I noticed right there at the end of it.
It happens. Also, I think it's Shannon 2. I don't remember its cost, though.
It's Shannon free 2. It's Shannon. There is no Shannon 2, actually.
Okay. Well,
it's free 2.
You don't deploy it anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, Shannon kind of suffers from not having a lot of cards because his bridge is not a bridge. Yeah. His bridge is a BS. And yeah, I mean, I still think that for free Shannon is actually really good in what he can do. It's just that he's missing.
Oh wait, no, that's Shannon. My bad.
Why does Shannon have that little cards? He has 3 cards.
Oh wait, no.
I'm going to end the recording, so yeah.